I did actually try and look up a thing from last stream, right? We looked at that tavern that is now, a crispy pile of ashes. But, we tried to look at that tavern and we're like, that tavern feels weird. So I tried to look up information on it. Did you know that there's not really any publications on the interior decoration of medieval inn spaces? Certainly not in Central Europe. To the best of my knowledge, there's effectively no publications. I tried finding them. There may be some in Czech that I cannot read, but turns out when most settlement archaeology, including excavations in the Czech Republic, focuses on deserted villages, pretty much all that remains of those villages are the foundations. That makes it pretty difficult to identify significant parts of what the interior was doing, much less the decorations on those wooden walls that don't survive. So, thank you. Thank you, Jan. Good to see you. But yeah, I tried looking, and I found an English language overview of Czech settlement archaeology, but I can't read nearly enough Czech to deal with that. So yeah, my answer is results inconclusive. We'll have to figure things. We'll have to keep trying to do research to figure out what we can figure out. But anyway, why don't we hop in, start the party? So once again, hello everyone, and welcome to this early birthday stream here on Ludo History. I'm Adam, as always, and we're coming back to Kingdom Deliverance. Remember, the rules here are, since they said so many times that this game is historically accurate, we are going to be petty as hell about it, and do so without being cruel, but still definitely while being petty. So, it'll be a very fun time, and if you spot things that you think feel weird, let's call those out, dig into them, see what's going on, see what we can learn, have a good time, do some history. An ice-cold take. That's sneaky. That's run. I mean, the ice-cold take is that this place does look very, very pretty. Like, there's a lot here in the environment design to really like. And one of the places that they really did do genuine accuracy, I feel like I still missaid that. Genuine accuracy, there we go, is in the vegetation and forest lands of Czechia. It is really... That part is genuinely really, really well done. I feel like I want to run in a different... Oh, heck. My home village got marked at the end of last stream, Magisha. We got through the entire tutorial. Things got marked.
Hicks, don't touch me, or I'll kill you. Go to hell.
That's bad. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Strong beginnings. Strong beginnings. Immediate murder. Notably, I was running. I just happened to run into them. So, that's fine. This is all fine. How do I would quite like to equip a weapon. I have it equipped. Why was I not switched to it? Yes. Let me use it, please? Please let me use it. Please let me actually use my sword. That would be very cool. I understand that it is not a sword for me, but I would still like to use it. Also, they're really nailing the sense of panic and devastation. Slow jog. Go. Go. Slow jog. Sir. Heck. Let me actually use my sword, please. Hey! It actually worked. Ow. Though, for some god's forsaken reason, my camera glitched, and it wouldn't actually focus. I love when it does that. Like, legitimately just kept spinning me around when I tried to lock on. So, high quality combat design strikes again. This is just how our life now. Oops. Yep, this whole running away is going so well. The spinning feels right in me with the panic. Sure. We'll go with that. Seriously? What is it doing? What? Chat, are you seeing this? Are you seeing what the camera is doing here anytime I lock on? Anytime I lock on, the camera just says no thank you. And so I can't actually, like, do the stances that this combat relies on because the game just says no thank you. And I can't outrun him. I literally cannot outrun this guy. I have now failed to outrun him 3.5 times. Nice poppin'.
Hicks, don't touch me, or I'll kill you. Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
We're going to quietly ignore the assault happening. We're going to pretend that is not happening and we're just gonna, like, run this way. That seems fine. That seems fine. And this time none of them spawned? This time no one spawned in front of me, so we might be okay. We might be okay. Oh. So, I do have very strong thoughts about that. Wow, they shot one whole arrow, and we lose, or we're fine. Hooray, let's run! What? Did the game just crash? No, it just kicked me out for no reason. Incredible. An ice cold take.
Left.
Uh,
Elbow gets to the left along the stream.
so should be to no particular surprise that I find the fact that the first thing you see in this assault after getting out the cutscene, you either are getting stabbed, which is not so problematic, or you're seeing an assault, which is problematic. It's not problematic because it doesn't happen. It in fact happens all of the time. Unfortunately, in the Middle Ages, it is, I wouldn't say universal, but quite common that part of the expected behavior in the rout and sacking phase is significant amounts of assault. So, the thing that makes it problematic is that it's the thing the foreigners do. Right?
Run for it.
Like, to this point, we aren't seeing even German soldiers, Iberian mercenaries, or anything of the sort. What you are seeing is pretty much exclusively are these guys who are speaking Hungarian? I don't know. I don't actually know what language they're speaking. Hooray. And so, yeah, right? It just kind of layers the moral depravity of these others who are have inhuman faces, right? Because they all have the face masks, and are speaking a language that we cannot understand, and are the only ones who we see committing assaults.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages.
They speak modern Hungarian. Okay, I did get it correct. That's interesting. I don't loathe it because after the Mongol invasions, the Kipchaks and Kuman refugees largely fled to the Kingdom of Hungary. But the Kingdom of Hungary fucking hated them and broadly kicked them out into the Balkans. So, that's a bit interesting.
Who? Who burned it?
Jesus, Wolfie.
They attacked without warning.
25 gifted subs.
Who then?
I don't know.
Happy birthday.
I've never
Well,
seen
thank you.
armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tartars?
Imagine if it was just time-traveling Hungarians. That would be very funny. And a Lumpavol.
Let's have a look at that leg.
Hello. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you.
With your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that hair out.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Bite on something, please. Don't just tell him to grit your teeth. Give him something to bite on. Also,
All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher.
This is true. Probably a lot easier to find someone to speak Hungarian than to find someone who is able to reconstruct Kumansk.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work.
They
I
are...
have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
Thank you for the birthday wishes. Ooh, I love this room. I immediately... Sorry. What about infection? We're just gonna hope that it doesn't get infected.
This is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? Were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground, but a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us.
Mm-hmm.
Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
Okay.
As you command, sir.
Are we not gonna get to explore this room? I want to see more of this room. This room is the most interesting thing by far we've seen so to this point. Let me keep seeing. We're fine? We're fine. Okay, we're fine. Good, we do get to see this room. I love this room. This room really, to me, lines up with some of the depictions, mostly in Prague, because that's where they're best preserved, but of 14th and 15th century Czech elite stylings. Like, that was another thing I was looking at. This matches really nicely. Right down to the pink washed walls is very much right in style. And these sort of focus on heraldic badges. In fact, the heraldic badges forming a significant portion of the decoration of the room makes sense. It's good. There's a lot to like about this room in particular. Exactly. Right, material culture is nice sometimes because, yeah, if it looks right, it looks really right. And, you know, to this game's credit, they are doing the material culture, near as I can figure, quite nicely. Oh. Ow. I'm just in a lot of pain right now. Don't worry about it. Ooh. Who is that? Same. Huh. Huh. So having said that, I'm going to take that compliment back very, very slightly. Exactly. I'm not sure which saint this is, though. That's probably Saint Václav? Question mark? Why does he have... huh? Is that supposed to be like the worst depiction of Christ I've ever seen? Look at the halo has a cross in it, but it's at a weird angle, and it's just weird. That's supposed... no, okay, it's not Christ because Christ's halo looks like that in this depiction. So this is different. But it's someone on par with the Virgin Mary, so that's something. These should probably be, for the most part, the apostles, though one of these faces does not belong. There's Christ. Oh, don't pass out. Christ in judgment. Saint Catherine there. And I'm not sure who this is. I'm not sure who this is. A bunch of the crucifixion, standard scene. Christ on the cross with the Virgin Mary and Saint John. And I don't know who this is. Is this supposed... it... Like, there's a chance it's Saint Brigida, but that would be weird in Czechia. Saint Margaret doesn't really make sense for here either. Don't know. There's the Last Supper, there's Judas. There's a lot to like about this. There's a lot to like about this room. The thing I dislike about this room, you wanted the spicy take. For everything I like about this room, I think this room is fundamentally wrong. The thing that is wrong about it is that this is supposedly the weird faces are backers of the game. Of course it is. Why am I not surprised? So the faces that do not look like a medieval style are in fact not a medieval style. They are just the backers, in which case this is potentially blasphemous. Actually, scratch that. This is relatively quite blasphemous. Because in certainly medieval Christian traditions, you're not allowed to just put halos on anyone. Like, this is Charles the Fat putting a halo on himself levels of blasphemy. Shoutouts to AC Valhalla for somehow still being more blasphemous. But the other thing I dislike about this room is that it looks like it hasn't been used in about 150 years, despite the candles. Right? This part of the room is magnificent. Why the hell have you not repainted your fresco? Like, touch up your frescoes. Please touch up your frescoes. Especially if this is supposed to be someone, you know, important. You should probably do some restoration work on it. You've got the cash. You clearly have the cash. Just, like, don't be terrible. They have one of those bad art restorations and are too traumatized to let them have another go at it. I mean, that'd be honestly extremely reasonable. Let me pass. Fine. Okay, now we're in here again. Now we can keep going down. Hello.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Ow.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes. I can't understand why he wasted his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation.
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
Good night, Wolfie.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will
We are in 1403, Magistressa.
tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then.
A random nitpick. The Lady Stephanie should be wearing a veil or a wimple or something. Right? She is.
You can go and rest with the grooms.
Well,
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
her
Good night.
her face is extremely distressing. But you know, given how elite she is, I would
When
still
you
want her
die,
to be wearing some sort of
you can
wimple.
sleep in the bed
Uh,
of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
But now,
Must eat.
yes. Are we just going to pick up the food and then? Yep. Amazing. And then we're gonna hit one of these buttons and it will open up a menu. That's a map. That's not helpful. Food. Plus some roast duck. Yes, I want to put the sword away, please. Thank you.
Jesus. I could really do with some sleep.
We're just going to take everything here we can real quick. Exactly, right? Even though she's unmarried, she could absolutely be wearing a veil for fashion's sake. Rather than out of some... rather than just being, oh, random social status thing. Right? Because some people have good head coverings, but for some reason, she doesn't. Don't take a nap. Don't stop it. That's an extremely annoying animation. That is an extremely annoying animation. She's married, so she should absolutely be veiled. Right? If she's married, she should 100% be veiled. If she's unmarried, then...
Hey, who's there? I must have imagined it.
we're gonna sleep the whole night through. But the realism, now. Oh no, he super did not take off the boots.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy.
What?
My lady. No, not at all.
She's married to the owner. She's married to the guy we talked about earlier. So yeah, what the
And you could do with a little wine.
what the hell is happening?
It's just what you need to help you sleep.
Why is she doing this?
My lady,
Why is she should not be doing this?
you really shouldn't. You could have sent a sermon.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world. Although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time.
Mm-hmm.
And it can help to talk about it.
Why is our third female character in this game? We have our mother, our girlfriend, and now this random lady who has offered herself to be the therapist to the man.
You might be right.
Right? She just offered to be our therapist.
Terrible and unexpected.
What?
The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. A fellow by the name of Kunnish owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunnish had no intention of paying.
Also, what is this framing? He's off in the corner in this other chair.
Father was too generous for his own good.
He's like sitting in the very corner, down over on the far end of the screen.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd
The-
help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzi. The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father.
Stefan, his personality is that he's German.
You don't say.
Ah, and streaming the past, our friends over at the Value Foundation, thank you for the raid of 7 people.
I saw smoke on the horizon from the
Ah.
pillaged on the way to our town.
Wait, we are in the middle of a therapy session with an elite lady.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
We love this bug. This bug is extremely funny.
Father told me to take shelter at the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund butchers. And then I saw him
Now.
down one human after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, knights in full armor.
No, don't deal with the raid like this. This is not the way to deal with the raid, chat. They are friends. They are our friends. We love them here. We welcome them with marginalia.
In cold blood.
Poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet. The Cumans were going from house to house below the castle, looting.
I love that Henry is like off screen. It really sells this scene and the emotion behind it.
Punish them.
Lets us really focus on the walls
It was Teresa,
and the lack of whitewashing in these walls
caught by a gang of
and the completely dead face that the Lady Stephanie has.
I wanted to help her. God knows I wanted to. Even though I had the sword we made for Sarazia.
Also, yeah, for some reason they're pronouncing it Cumans instead of Kumansk.
Ride off. I couldn't help her any more than I could have helped my parents.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll never forget that.
He is absolutely supposed to be sitting on the bed. This is a bug, and it is extremely funny.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief,
Huh.
but God is not to blame for the ills of this world.
Huh?
That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by
Okay.
envy and pride. You must
I don't
refuse
hate that, but that is a theological argument right there.
fate has not been merciful to me and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I
What?
was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg,
Yeah, Henry, it's unclear how old he's supposed to be. I think like 17.
Really?
my husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men. Even the old chamberlain.
What a way to pronounce that.
He imprisoned my husband.
Pribyslavitz.
With his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king, and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail.
What an awkward way to do exposition. What?
But it seemed I was
Alright,
destined to
Raptorus,
be
we'll see you
left
later.
alone, and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
What an awkward...
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom. And only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
There's
Never.
so much exposition.
And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm
God.
old man.
Don't...
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city.
Can't believe Havel the Rock personally besieged her husband's castle. Honestly.
Now,
Look, are you gonna fight that?
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Oh gosh.
would that were true, lad.
Oh gosh.
Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with
So,
this? You
by the
have
way,
caused
there
me
has
to
been
feel
questions of
bad.
like why they're saying like boy and lad and all these diminutives. I think this is an awkward translation problem.
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night.
Uh,
And God bless.
Right, this is... I think this is absolutely a thing, where the Czech would just be using diminutives, and English doesn't have that socially, and so we end up with this really awkward workaround where our terms of endearment or terms of youthfulness are really awkward and feel really stilted. So, this I think is not a case, right? It's not a case where they literally think he's a child, but rather that it's a diminutive, probably of inexperience, that is just translated badly. Now, Stefan, he might not have feet under those boots. We can't get too careful.
Wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the Battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Yay, war trauma. Alright. Before we do that, I don't hate this room. I'd rather see oil lamps than candles. Yes, even better, use a Nighthawk potion. A totally real thing that we promise exists that makes you able to see in the dark. What the hell? That one's going on the list. That one's absolutely going on the list. Of dubious claims to historical accuracy. We are historically accurate, but also we have a potion that lets you be able to see in the dark. Honestly. Is this not the right spot? Oh, I have to get across and out to the Battlements. Okay. That wasn't the thing alchemy was trying to do. Like, if that was a thing that alchemy was actually trying to do, that would be one thing. Oh, we'll just burn the whole place down, don't mind me. Where is this gatehouse? Around the corner this way? Okay. We'll run all the way around in this soaking, miserable rain.
Sigismund and his army. Prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Thank you, Divish. Also, Divish is a not insubstantial noble if he's a former if he was appointed for a term as Burgrave of Prague. That's not insubstantial.
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmud in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. So Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not
Why-
much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started.
Everyone seems unbothered by that.
Sigismund has
Why does Robert not have like a cloak? Or
an army like that.
like there is
Well, anyway.
even military bad weather gear.
Aye, we will.
Usually pieces of like either careful leather or like tan waterproofed leather, or you could do like canvas treated with wax.
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well,
Radzig, you didn't
wax, cloth, or oiled leather.
in a big hurry? It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat. I'd say you're
Or
quite
yeah,
wise,
treated
wise
wool
man.
would also work.
Messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest.
Literally, get inside first, conversations next.
And left the storm in the castle for more clement weather.
God, just go inside.
Right under their noses.
Get inside first, deal with it second.
Chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
Well, what will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come...
Oh, good. Someone's called.
There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir,
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
not to worry, friend.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Hovel of Balding.
I see you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you.
Sleepy artist,
We'll meet
thank
again
you. Good morning to you too.
Circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people too.
Exciting.
These are dark times. Move out! Anywhere, people! Move out!
The Middle Ages, where we loved having extended conversations while shouting. Exactly. Right? This is absurd. This is such an absurd thing. Once you know it's a friend, you can let everyone inside have the conversation and then still go out.
Mad?
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes. The oars are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or a need?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow.
Splendid. Don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you.
Are we going to get a cloak? Are we going to get... Are we going to get... Are we going to get a cloak? No? We're just going to get hypothermia. We're just going to get hypothermia here. Are they standing still? They're totally standing still. Look at that guy out there just like... Okay, they are actually technically outside. Now, managers, remember music wasn't invented until Bach. Come on. The only places with music in the Middle Ages are taverns, obviously. Definitely no such thing as extra diegetic music. Never heard of it. Nope, no way. Oh, hey. Private area, fine. Fine.
Wandering around like a stray sheep.
Yep.
Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you.
I will. Thank you.
Ignore the non-diegetic music that's playing right now. It's fake. No one has heard about it before. What? That's not the right one. That one? That one. Fine, we'll wait another hour. What the heck is going on with this? Battlements of the Outer Bailey. Fuck it, we'll just drop down that. That's fine. I'm sure this is okay. Oh. That didn't go down into the Outer Bailey like I thought it did. Oops.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go! Go!
So I want to know where this is going. No, my legs no longer hurt. Come on. I'm not bleeding. And there's nothing to actually suggest I'm currently injured. Right. Okay, actually, how do I get there? Real talk though, how do I get over there? I have to get out the door and then over. Okay. Sure. So we may actually be waving the right way. It's just that this castle layout is interesting. Karabachi, hello my friend. Welcome. As we have a whole bunch of people right now. I guess we can go down here. The gatehouse. And from the gatehouse, maybe around and out. Or, oh. Should actually go out the gatehouse. Instead of... Yeah, I should go out this way. In order to get this. There we go. Now we're out on the outer wooden bailey. And... yeah. Yeah, that. I actually don't hate... I don't hate that castle layout. It makes some sense.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause.
Right, because there's basically two things, right? You have the...
You may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Anyway, let's see if this is.
Lord of Talmberg.
The bastard who led me to Skalitz and killed my parents. Don't be an idiot. You don't want to end up like them.
I am Sir Markvart von Aulitz.
Uh-huh.
In the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia,
Uh-huh.
who has resolved to strike against those
Uh-huh.
who disrupt concord in the land, and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noted.
Yep.
It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed.
Yeah, disrupt Concord.
As burghers,
Concordia. Latin for peace.
entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Ratsik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. You would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another,
Sure.
where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king's end that Sir Ratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg, and that he has your loyalty.
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there's little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Are Sigismund of Luxembourg and Wenceslas before or after King John the Blind? I believe they're after. I believe King... Actually, let me check on that. Oh. Yeah. He is a lot... He is a couple generations earlier. So, he's the... King John of Bohemia is the predecessor to Charles IV. And then Wenceslas and Sigismund are Charles IV's sons. Okay, so we managed to get through that without getting completely rolled, which is helpful. Objectives started: bury your loved ones in Skalitz, talk to Sir Robard, or get a horse.
God be with you.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's
Fancy.
war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Sir Ratzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's ally.
Yeah.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg. Well, I'm just a simple soldier.
What happened here?
The good Lord gave me ears.
Yes.
And I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed. But it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
Oh, hey, a mercenary.
Listen, lad. These are all games of the high aristocracy.
Uh-huh.
In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas. Wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own.
Blah, blah,
There's no
blah.
doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair.
I mean, this I will say is very medieval. The saying in 15 words what could be said in 5.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
It is...
I suppose because it has a strategic position and good fortifications, so it can be used as
I think all those answers were probably a little bit true.
Territory and good defenses too, if you need them.
Not at all. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city.
Okay,
while King
it's the loot.
Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire.
Sure.
He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favored it.
Now you're starting to understand.
Yep.
When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to
We
raise an army.
talking, more talking. And this dude, you are correct. He is the Castellan. Sir Robert seems to be the Castellan of Talmberg. So he's effectively the second hand of these.
I don't know much about them.
Of Sir Divish, who is the Burgrave of Prague and owner of this manor.
Merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with
Okay.
robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway,
By the 15th
the Lord
century,
commanded you to stay here.
it's... I'm questioning this claim that they're godless barbarians. I'm trying to see if I can find anything here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not good at any of these. I'm not at all good at any of these.
So, Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten.
I mean, sure, everyone we don't agree with is godless. That's probably true.
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will
But
change his mind.
the thing is, right, This group of Cumans, is from the Kingdom of Hungary. So they're refugees who in the 12th and 13th centuries, or descendants of refugees who in the 12th and 13th centuries, fled from the Mongols, from their homeland in around the Ural Mountains, in modern Russia, potentially even Crimea, to Hungary and into the Balkans from there, so into Croatia as well. So they've been living in the, the borderlands between Latin Christendom and Orthodox Christendom, for 200 years at this point. And thank you, Jan, for confirming that. By the 15th century, they're all already Christians. And yet, are we actually going to get any accounts of them being Christian? I am suspiciously doubtful. Okay.
Call me a tight-arsed old stinking billy goat. I'd never hear the end of it if I didn't lend him a horse.
Uh-huh. Now we get all these random villagers. So, oh, hey, Sir Divish. I did like his outfit. His outfit is very nice. Like the long trousers, the leather boots, the quilted doublet. That outfit is very good. Former refugee population as our bad guys? Exactly. Well, Kuman, or Kipchak mercenaries absolutely were part of Sigismund's army. I would also note that Sigismund's army was much more diverse than that. As the king of Hungary, Croatia, and Luxembourg, he would have very likely, and a claimant on the Holy Roman Emperor. I mean, we've seen he has a German nobleman. One of the German princes is leading his army right now. And so we'd have probably what we would identify now as Czechs, Slovaks, Hungarians, Cumans, Croatians, Greek mercenaries, Italian mercenaries, Spanish mercenaries, and potentially even making alliances with the who is it in North Africa at this time? I don't remember who the groups in North Africa are at this time, but it would be entirely reasonable to have North African mercenaries as well, because turns out the religious differences aren't that important when the push comes to shove. Like, that's not what's important. It's not Almohads at this point, right? We're way too late for the Almohads. Let's see. 14th and 15th. The Marinids. That's who it is. Yeah, so it still is, right, the Nazarids in Granada, and the Marinids in North Africa. Yeah. In Egypt, I think we're actually on the tail end of the Mamluks. No, I guess we would be in the Mamluks, in Egypt. And we'd be looking at the Ottoman Empire starting to emerge at speed, in Turkey.
God be with you.
Uh-huh.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
I don't know. All the Tomburgers fled from the village, so it won't be easy to find anyone. When I want something, I go to the local pond keeper.
Okay.
He can usually get you anything you care to think of.
Yeah.
He's over by the granary. But if it's food you want, you're better off going to the cook. She's more pleasant to deal with.
What do you think about the flight of the Skalitz folk?
I'd say Sir Radzik is a fine lord. He made the most of the situation.
Thank you.
And saved his subjects. You don't see that very often.
He was lucky that big storm came.
But that's just it. Something happens by chance and you turn it to your advantage. There's not many capable of thinking so fast.
That business with Sigismund turned out well in the end, didn't it?
Aye, that was a good start. Next week, we'll drive him and his war whores out of Bohemia for good.
Yes.
Take care now.
Well, one thing I am not going to rag on too much, though, it is very tempting, is the voice acting, because, right, my problems with this game and its developers are directed first and foremost at Daniel Vavra. The voice actors who are putting in the best directions they can with what is clearly effectively no voice direction are not the people I have problems with. And so I'm not going to rag on them too much, just like I'm not going to rag on, I'm going to rag on much more the direction than the performance, in very, very many aspects of this game. Because I think there is...
What?
There is much more interesting things to talk about by focusing on the direction. Cabbage. But in terms of directorial decisions, for instance, the script seeming to have not been sufficiently edited, and so feeling the need to give everyone an extremely unhelpful account of 15th century Bohemian geopolitics. Like, that is a criticism we will fairly give at them. Like, oh my god, could you have a clunkier explanation than having someone just kinda tell it to you? No, right, what... Like, what the Lady Stephanie of Tallenberg was talking about is a very real thing. The number of times where lords would just imprison each other over literally nothing is like every week. Right, it's an eminently plausible scenario that she described. It's just that, you know, it's not actually that interesting to be told about. It's not at all that interesting to be told about. Why do I have a stat here that can... What do these actually do? What do these points actually do? Info. God. Okay. So many levels. Oh god. Let's take a look at that again, because that is all. Uh-huh. No, stop it. That's not the button I wanted to do. Y for info. So I supposedly have a point in that? I guess it's a... I can... I guess I just have a point that I can assign in here and nowhere else? Yeah. Okay. I just have, like, a point that I can leverage in one of these. Sure, we'll get the perk Gravedigger. I don't understand, like, why do I have a point here when I can't... Oh, there we go. Manly odor, do I want to know? I didn't want to know. God. Stop it, player. I, as it turns out, did not want to know. God, it's so bad. It's so... Why is there so much, like, casual misogyny in this game's stat spread? Like, this is not even... That's not even the worst one. It's very bad, but it's by no means the worst one. There's just... But, like, why is there... Why? I just want to know why. I just want to talk. Like, we talk about, this game goes like, oh, we're historically accurate, everything we do is grounded in history. This game also has a literally no understanding of you know, gender and how to write compelling women and how to do things other than enable horrible male power fantasies. And if they think this is legitimately how it works, I have bad news for everyone who bought this game. Okay, literally what am I... Literally what am I doing? Like... I'm required to just hang out until... I think I'm pretty much required to just hang out here for a little bit, but I'm not sure. I think I need to you think I need to escape. Ugh. Horrible. Why are we going to be dumbasses about this? I mean, fine. Can't we just sit here in this very pretty room and look at all these not med... Yes, I know I'm in a private area. Don't even mind me. I'm just looking at the book. Why are we... You know, actually, no, that's not... I was about to complain about that, but no, that's actually a thing that was done sometimes. That's unacceptable. These Hello? Weimst? Hoopst. What? What are they doing here? These could be, I mean, right, these could be manuscripts. They don't look like manuscripts to me, but this style of binding is at least doable in this period, so that's not an issue. The writing desk being in the corner here is a bit funky, but I'm so confused by this, because this is a manuscript image. Right, so the thing that's confusing about this is that this is a manuscript image. Something like this could exist, right? A label on the side of it here. But it would not be illuminated in this level of detail. And it would probably be actually constructed out of a thin sheet of horn instead of out of parchment. Because, you know, exposure to light and air. Also, this guy has a lot of books that he does not care for very well. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 3 whole writing desks. 3 whole writing desks. And you wanted to look around the kitchen a little bit more? Here is the kitchen. Where's the food? I'm only just realizing this, but the cook's working here, that's fine, that's fine. Here's the food. There's no vegetables. Unless if they're in the bags here. Unless if they have bagged all of the relevant vegetables. Then there's no vegetables in this. Oh, you know, Magistrate, that's fair. That's very fair. Okay, so I need to somehow escape from this castle. The drying herbs, the spice chest, the drying meat. Where's the meat? That's a great question. Where is the meat? Hey, you should let me out.
God be with you.
You should...
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate. And you especially are not to be let out.
I'm leaving this castle and no one's gonna stop me. Least of all you.
That's a...
Look, lad. I know you haven't had it easy, but that won't work on me. Do you seriously think a greenhorn like you can get past us? How about asking Sir Robard for permission? Or think up something, so I don't get in the shit over it.
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe someone recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
Alright, I'll have a look around for something.
Just walk into the gate. He's so busy that he's just gonna phase through the gate.
Here who trades in goods.
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good hard.
Incredible.
Especially if you come
I love technology.
For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him. because he's a
Good
silly
man, just keep walking into the
but he
gate.
can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his life.
Uh-huh.
Farewell.
That's not all. They say they can take a man down with an arrow 10 fields away. And a dozen men is no match for one of them heathens.
Hello, propaganda. Sorry. I just wanted to.
What do you... Good day to you. What do you need?
I just wanted to look at your embroidery.
Isn't it?
I'm no mistake. That army of his... Goodbye.
Getting out is actually very, very easy. Can we just jump over the wall somewhere? That's a bit of a drop. Oh. Maybe it's not that big of a drop. Yeah, of course I want to know. Like, if there's an easier way for me to get out that isn't... Oh, I can just drop off the drawbridge. That's extremely funny. Of course you can. Having a bit of armor would be nice, but, you know... That's probably okay. You're not gonna see anything, okay? Okay? Look away. Sir?
Fuck, that fool from Skalitz has gone and jumped in the moat. Raise the alarm. He's trying to escape. You men down there. There's a prisoner escaping. Catch him.
I'm not a prisoner. I'm an honored guest. I'm an honored... Oh, heck. Honored guest. Oh.
Got you.
Fine.
Jesus, you gave me the runaround.
I ran straight into him.
Let me go, for Christ's sake. I have to bury my parents.
You're going nowhere.
Well...
Except back inside.
I have to... Alright, take me.
That's a good lad.
Well, we tried. Once more with feeling? If you, sir, could turn around. If you could turn around real quick.
What do you need? Take care.
You could turn around real quick.
Fuck, that fool from Skalitz has gone and jumped in the moat. Raise the alarm. He's trying to escape.
Yep.
You men down there. There's a prisoner escaping. Catch him. There, below the battlements.
Could it let me jump? God's sake. God's sake. Ah, Sarah, thank you for the 2 months of tier 1 subscription here. We are currently in a high octane escape sequence. Or something. Or something. Look at the high octane The high-octane chase sequence right here. Hey! I appreciate you singing. High-octane escapes through shrubbery. Now, what do you say we go for a walk in the woods instead? Instead of, you know, literally everything about this, we just go through the woods instead. Right, taking a nap under a willow tree sounds extremely fun. Or not, we can just warp back to Skalitz and not get to take a nap under a willow tree. Fine, be that way. I mean, there wasn't anything here to loot, so... Bury your parents ASAP, the devs say. Oh, yep, and they just did dismemberment about it. When in doubt about the quality of the thing, you should do dismemberment about it. I guess. Once again, we are hit by the completely bonkers mood swings that this game has going for it. In that we went from a lovely, lovely dodge of 3 half-hearted guards into the horrible, rainy aftermath of... Huh? A horrible rainy aftermath of burning down the buildings and nothing around the buildings. And vivid descriptions of dismemberment about it. And here I was trying to just take a walk through the woods. But no. No. Instead, we have to deal with the fact that somehow, for some reason, we are not having a very bad day in this rain. Like, we have full-on mood rain here. Like, it's a very medieval literature thing that our weather effects match what the heck is going on in the human world, right? I mean, in the early modern period, Shakespeare is a very clear example. When King Duncan in the Scottish play is murdered, it is a very tempestuous night and nobody has a good time. That still is very much a common thing in medieval romances. Very, very much a new thing. And so, on the one hand, like, it is authentic to something in that... It is authentic to something that we are engaging with whatever this environmental bullshit is. But it also, you know, it's one of those things that ends up feeling very very fake for the historical reality.
What did these poor souls ever do
Right?
to them?
Feels very bad for the historical accuracy TM that the weather is incredibly plot convenient all the time. Sure, our shrines aren't, you know, our pilgrimage routes, they aren't anything. They're more goddamn Kickstarter backers. Hey, stop it. Thank you.
Get going then. Leave that weapon right where it is.
My axe, thank you. Not that that is better than my... Yep, we're gonna loot our friends, don't worry about it. Why is this a fast travel point? I don't think I feel good about this being a fast travel point. Okay, change our gear. I was going to say, let's keep our... you know, better weapon. But no. Suddenly uncanny valley detail when the inside of character mouths are well lit. That's very true. That is extremely... we're truly going to loot... Can we at least loot Deutsch? Deutsch looked like he had some money. Right? Like, if we're going to loot someone, can it at least be the guy that we knew already had money? Also, why is this town fine? Sorry. This thing has been reduced to blackened rubble here. We go across this bridge. And...
You're in the wrong place, the wrong time.
what the hell? Amazing. Incredible. So, I mean, yeah, we have to just redo this whole running again, because that... Yep. By the way, literally everything we just did,
Who's there? What we got here? Entertainment, great. Yeah. Good. Ooh. Fucking hell.
Yep. Thank you. That's mine. And, thank you. Goodbye. The axe is gone, but I do have a different weapon. So we will switch over to the different weapon in honor of, you know... Oh, I can't use it? What's wrong with it? I can't use it. For some reason we have a, it's not called a messer. Like, right, the word I would expect to see there is that's a messer. But for some reason it's called a seax, which is a North Germanic exclusive. It's a mystery. Anyway, we had a spicy take redemption. We should actually redeem the spicy take. See, that's not particularly spicy.
It's the charcoal burn.
So, perfect. These fields, I think, all are fallow, actually. Is that better than what we've got? That's worse than what we've got. How is that worse than what we've got? It doesn't look like we have anything on. How is that worse? What? Spicy take pretzels are tasty? Oh no. No, the actual spicy take is that one of the most ahistoric things we're doing, here, is that we are robbing the dead, right? This game has done an okay job about having the veneer of religion. Right? Like, everyone says God be with you, keep your faith, etc. No, we're not gonna kill you. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Sir. Sir, I am trying to just talk. Oh good, I am gaining on him. But, yeah. The counterpoint, right, to this veneer of religion and religiosity, is that we are just going around looting bodies. Like, the extent to which this is a thing that you should not do is, kind of incredible. High octane superficial religionicity. Exactly. Hey, no, just talk. I just want to talk.
You're not getting off scot-free. Pay up.
If you insist.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what do you mean this ruins my reputation? Hang on. He was a bandit, he was doing looting, we are doing the God's work. Right? We are doing the work of the king in preventing highwayman robbery. What are you talking about? That hurts our reputation. How dare I? How dare they? But yeah, right, looting is like a staple of war games, of medievalist fantasy games, etc. Like, right, you get that everywhere, all over the place, all the time. How much, who has increased carry weight in the console commands in Skyrim before? Chat, fess up. How many of you have a disabled carry weight? Or, increased it so that you don't have to worry about it? Because it's just a pain in the ass. Where are you?
Well landed.
Thank you, my axe. And goodbye. I haven't because, but only because you enjoy pausing geeks. Hey, no. See, the trick is you have to increase your carry weight in order to carry the 70. To carry all of those wheels of cheese. Right? I like those better, even though they're objectively dumber. Also kind of prefer that. Noble's shoes. Are those what we had? No, let's have the nice shoes. Let's go for the nice shoes. Oh. We're having some struggle. We're having a lot of struggle here, actually. And of course we are encumbered, which is to say we need to drop some stuff, which is to say, stop it. Which is to say, I would like to drop hunting sword, to the short sword that began to get carried by burghers, whose social status were in ornate. Yeah, that's totally a mesach. That's totally a mesach. Contrary to the short sword, everyone has one sharpened edge. Goodbye. Goodbye. And goodbye. And goodbye. And goodbye. Wait, what do you mean that... Sorry, were the hose more expensive than the leather jerkins? I did absolutely just assume that the hose were going to be less expensive than the leather. But it looked like they may have been more expensive. Am I still overloaded? I can't be, right? No. No, we're good. We're good. So yeah, I didn't really finish the thought about looting. Right. It is very much a game thing, but in the Middle Ages, right, this is a hard no. You absolutely, under no circumstances, do this. This is desecration of the bodies. This is, a sin that is pretty high up there. In terms of the things you could do to ensure that you have to do a lot of penance, yeah, you'd end up doing this, or having to deal with pretty substantial penances. I don't have any of the penitentials on hand to know what looting of corpses or desecration of corpses actually would have in theory as the punishment, but it would be bad. It would be bad. Now then, what do you say we hit up these save your schnapps, because we got a decent amount of them. We got a decent amount of save your schnapps right now. I think we've got I think we have 8 of them. I think we have more. We definitely have more than one. Oh, what? You poured it onto an... What? Huh? But like... Oh, it was an apply. Gotcha. I applied it to the apple instead of... Yeah. The apples are in fact decaying. They become less useful over time. Which is terrible. Oh, come on. Oh god, I'm in the thing again. And... Once again... Yep. Once again, we die. This is why we saved. He was styling on me, but the game itself did not do me any favors by having me randomly put away my sword, or my axe. Right, it just arbitrarily put away my axe after I started combat for no reason. Alright, my name is you. Have a good night. We're gonna give this one more try, by the way. And then we are going to, you know, not. I am going to try and get this guy to head over this way. What? That was peculiar. What? I blocked that. Again, I blocked that. That's fine. Yep, I know you were baiting me into doing that, thank you. Hello? Hello? Did you just see me stop running? Did you see me just, like, stop running for no reason? I was still holding the button. Betrayed by, ankle-high shrubbery. Yup. That sure does it. No, I had stamina. The entire screen turns blue when you run out of stamina, so you know. Like, you fully... I got beat by... I think I did get beat by... See, this is what out of stamina looks like. So it wasn't that. It was pretty solidly that I got stuck on an ankle-high bit of shrubbery. Yeah, it's a time. It is a whole thing. God, the combat in this game is so bad. Like, I can understand what they're going for, but I cannot forgive the results. Because the results are non-existent. It wants me to walk all the way around the outskirts. Fine. Fine, we'll do that, I guess. To get around the unwalled village, to get into the walled village, and then off we go. See, also talking constantly about how horny you are. Exactly. A lot of this game I'm finding is, I guess what I'd describe as accurate to the least enjoyable parts of the period. Like, right? People being horny all the time, is very much a thing that shows up in medieval lit, and in fact the trope that everyone is getting cuckolded all the time is all over the place, like in the Canterbury Tales.
Hey, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Go weaker than
There we are, there's our level in strength.
fucking hell.
Ow. Back up a bit, and... Really? That didn't kill him yet? There we go. Honestly.
No, forget it. Now you die.
No. No. See? No. Also, Henry, who has never in his life, had to deal with one of the, or ever in his life attacked a person, has now had no problem killing 3 people. And then stealing everyone else, right? He's so disturbed by the sight of death that, he vomits at, well, everything, understandably. Right, which is honestly reasonable for him to do. It would be unlucky if he did otherwise. Okay, you've already got that. Do these all require minimum level of 4? Yeah. Okay. Strength, we just got another level in. We need a couple. Perfect. We need a couple more. Mule 1 is going to be super important. And I didn't get any more useful in these, right? Perfect. Okay. more levels. Right, like this is not a pleasant situation.
You didn't run like me. Died with a sword in his
Oh,
hand.
stop with this discussion of armor and everything. Right, or of constantly needing... That gets... Thank you, my sword now. Right, his obsession with honor and dying honorably is starting to grate on me because... Right, that's a very pop cultural idea of, oh yes, the Middle Ages is all about, you know, acting in a manly way and fighting and doing that, and like... That shows up in our sources too a little bit, in that the revenge plot is a very common romance trope. But like, in practice, nah. Nah.
You stood by his side and he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. Didn't abandon them, like me.
Deutsch's extremely nice clothes had an apple and a carrot on them. Like, feeling guilt, right, survivor's guilt over this is fine. Right, so it is probably good character writing that Henry is having survivor's guilt about this. Because this is his town, and he's staring at their bodies, and that's bad. Right? Like, that is a rough thing for anyone to have to deal with. But the fact that the stories we are telling are, like, overwhelmingly stories about people with survivor's guilt doing violence about it. Like, that's an issue. Also, we do love our pretzels. Look. I've been to Prague. I know all about all the shops in the square that still sell pretzels.
Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again.
Wait, that's the opposite of the lesson your dad told you to do. Your dad told you to run away.
Who did this to you? I remember his face. I'll find him.
Maternal love is fake, QBQ. Obviously. Just ask this game, and,
I have to find this shovel and
nowhere
take
else?
care of you.
Exactly.
I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here.
Well, yeah, his mother is also right here. I must...
At least I can do that much for you.
Niram, your sacrifice is appreciated. We do appreciate a good corpse pretzel. Why is there a dog somewhere around? Dried mushrooms and an onion. I'm sure we won't have any problems about these. Sure, that won't have any issues. Also, where's our best friends? Like, are they over here too? Right, are our best friends still over here? What about the guy we beat up for money? Are you gonna mention him? No? No mentioning Fritz? Fritz and Matthew? Anyone? Anyone remember Fritz and Matthew? Any Fritz Matthews around here? No? Still no. Sure. And now this door is conveniently broken in so we can't go inside it to see what's what. Yeah. And that's broken too, so we can't possibly see what's up there. Yeah. Fritz and Matthew survived. Amazing. Is there any warning about this?
Why? Not you. It wasn't supposed to be you,
Yoink.
Take this as a keepsake to remember you by.
Yoink. You died, I'm taking my ring back. She had Savior Schnapps on her though, so it was worth it. Oh, also, what's the status of the inn? Can we still talk about how poorly whitewashed it is? Oh, no. It, Really? The reef didn't burn down. Decoration. This is the funniest freaking thing to me. Like, this one is the funniest thing. Just slap it on there. Right? Just pin it up. Don't trim it, don't do anything with it, don't stretch it out to turn it into anything fun, don't stitch it together with anything else to, like, or use it to line any seating, just slap it up on the wall. I'm still not sure about this. The wonder, I still don't know about this vibe. But like, clearly they came in here. They turned everything over. And they burned down exactly this half of the building with no damage to this half. Oh, and just the interior, there's no smoke damage to the wooden shingles. Obviously. How old is Taxidermy? I don't know. I guess we could look that up. Medieval. Looks like it's probably, well, exactly. Right, let's actually click over to the other thing here. Let's click over to the other document here so we can do this live. Just a good start. Let's just hit up that. ResearchGate. What do you have for us? Download PDF. That's not helpful. Over 3 centuries. The ResearchGate publications, you guys can't see it because reasons. Let's fix that. So we have taxidermy handbooks and documents stuffing over 3 centuries from 2006. So 17th, or starting in, I guess, the 17th century, and then having some fairly early... Oh, stop it. X-ray radiography of quail killed by Louis XV from the Cabinet du Roi. So, I guess birds in the 18th century. Birds in the earlier 18th century. In somewhat realistic shapes. But, I would say, safe bet, nope. Wrong button. We'll see if academia has anything. For research. No thanks, stop it. Ba 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 ba. Okay. 16th century. Yep. Looks like we can get 16th century. With avian taxidermy being even earlier. Sure. So basically stuff with straw. Look, so stuffed specimens mentioned between 1300 and 1450. But this is all, I think that's a safe guess to say that this is only birds. Right? That we're really looking at an early modern phenomenon that's primarily birds in the early stages because they're easier to, presumably, taxidermy, deer, medieval. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it's birds. It looks like it's pretty much all birds, and preserving a deer like that, not a thing. Not a thing in this period. Displaying skulls or antlers, absolutely a thing. Displaying birds, apparently a thing a little bit later than this. Not a lot later. Displaying, just full-on mounting a deer's head up on the wall, not a thing. That's one for the dings, right? Like, in our extremely petty historical accuracy discussion, that's absolutely a ding. That's like an easy ding at that. Well, y'all are having a bad day. Alright, let's see if our old house has a shovel near it. Any shovels? Why is our house not burned down? God, they're so inconsistent with what they're burning down. Like, just commit... So, well, the main things you would be looking for are definitely, going to be things that you are worth money. In a looting phase, you would absolutely... Oh. Absolutely, absolutely. Also... be using... like... food. You're going to be stealing your food. You can't... You need to feed the army somehow, and the big bags of dried foodstuffs are, like, perfect for an army. And they just didn't steal them. I can't comprehend this. I'm struggling, chat. Oh, they're so evil and horrible, and burn things to the ground and steal everything, and they leave all the food sitting around. As if they don't need to eat. Well, unlucky, unlucky. Oh, stop it. Let me out of the book. Let me out. An army marches on its feet, which hold up its stomachs. Exactly. They're fueled by magic and evil, not food. Oh. Well, okay, I guess. You got me there. Now, where might one find a shovel here? Is it just in somewhere in this whole area? There.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast! What's going on? Bishop? What in God's name are you doing? What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me. I'm not the butcher's. Isn't that body the butcher's? Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah,
I'd say the poor creature is standing guard over his master. You weren't trying to get to him, were you?
What do you care what I'm doing? What are you doing?
I asked what you're doing here. How about you give me an answer?
If I want to confess, I'll go to the priest.
hey, look, they acknowledge that confession exists. Also, we are also looters.
Do you know what happened to Teresa?
Ooh.
Fled the human flesh.
Exactly, we have the option to accuse him of exactly what we've been doing with no consequences.
I don't. What do I care? They probably
Wow, you are an asshole.
like all the others. Her misfortune. Right now, I've got to take care of myself.
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think I ran?
Wait, I won despite,
Did you lend me that spade? I have to dig a grave. Can't find it.
What's it worth to you? I see you have a fine sword.
Uh,
I'll gladly trade you my spade for that. How did you come by it?
Fine. I'll take the spade and you can have the sword. You can have it right up your ass.
You think you can talk?
yes, I do think I can talk that way because I've got the sword.
Bullshit. I don't know much about sword fighting.
Suits me. I'll knock your teeth in then.
Yeah, you will.
Shit! That's right! Turn tail and run, you bastard!
No. What?
Business to take care of here first. Not how I wish to be gone from this place. First, I was buried in my parents.
So he dropped. Oh, good, the dog disappeared too. Oh, no, there's the dog. Hi, dog. Hi, Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. I wonder if it'll let me do this. Well, I don't have anything he actually would want to eat. That's kind of an issue. That's a bit of an issue. Well, I tried. Yeah, I'll eat all the food that's starting to go off. How is the dried fruit so close to going off? Now, how do you even manage that? That will eat a bunch of that stuff. I don't really want to eat a horseradish. Horseradish is terrible. And we will, however, munch on an onion like it's an apple. I do not have the DLCs. I do not have the really... Oh, I might be a little bit diseased. There is at least a little bit of a thing there that says... Wait, what do you mean I'm overloaded? I literally just... What did I pick up that overloaded me? Huh? Peculiar. Ah, don't worry about the little thing that says poison. Nothing some good sleep won't fix. Completely fine. Okay. Do we have to... Also, we have another... Min agility is 3. Oh. Do I have to, like, drag their corpses over here? Alright, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes and for the birthday looting wishes. Same difference. Have a good rest of your night. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Let's take a look here. Do we have to actually, like, carry them over? My lentil mash. Ah. Now I thought I'd eat in the lentil mash, but you know. Ah, yes. Loot my parents' corpses. No, there's no carrying them. No carrying, only looting. No carrying, only looting. Is it my... Hi. Yes. Please allow me to do the thing. Oh, start digging. I have to hit the start digging button, apparently. Puppy. Puppy. Hello, puppy. Your eyes are fairly soulless, but you know. At least you're still a puppy. And over on YouTube, we just had another subscriber. Its breathing distresses me. To be honest, its breathing significantly distresses me. What was... Burying parents not in the graveyard. True. this is also an issue. We are committing so many sins right here. We have doomed their souls forever. We have doomed their souls forever and eternity by burying them in unconsecrated ground.
Damn it all. How am I going to do this?
Do you need some help?
Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek?
Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're here to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it. Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go.
So who's bailing us out of this nonsense?
Family reunion, you really don't.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye. Cut the bastard down.
As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Ow. At least that was a one hit.
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me.
This fight is infuriating, is literally unwinnable. Yup.
He's going to like it. It's new, isn't it?
Nice medieval club. Exactly, right?
The maiden bloodletting.
A suspicious looking...
Father never would have imagined it would be your blood.
It's not the main bloodletting. We've literally killed another guy with it.
I believe there's a word for such moments. The old man would certainly know. But I'm just a common killer. Did you help make it? No doubt you did. Such miserable luck. To die by the sword you helped forge.
Hey, goat fuckers!
Uh-huh.
The games are over.
Surprise! We got Deus Ex Machina by the people who, definitely followed us. Also, Teresa survived for some reason. I'm not sure. Ah, they stole the sword. Ah, we have another sword. Don't even worry about it. Aren't you glad you had some combat experience with the axe before you lost it? We do have a second sword. We could use a better sword. But yes. I assume the second act of this game is going to be getting the sword back. At some main... Really hope the knight brought a priest. Oh no. They look suspicious. Guest starring Brian Blessed. One lurker is saying that the music sounds very Balkan. Yeah, that would make sense. I'm okay with this music. I think is probably using a period music. Right, a period instrument. Well, unsure. Right, there's a lot of plucked harps, or lyres, or etc. in this period, all across the Baltic, Slavic, Germanic worlds. So, it is very, very likely that they're using something approximating a period style, though I can't tell just by listening. I'm not a musicologist. That's not how I do. Well, this town's very nice. Also, yeah, we just finished the prologue, which is a lot. Whomst? Is that supposed to be a doctor? Seriously, why are we supposed to like Henry? Because he's traumatized, and trauma is all it takes to be likable, right? What the heck? If I can die, if I can game over in this, it would be extremely funny. For the record, I think it would be extremely funny if it game over when I run out of health here. I think it would be extremely funny.
Do you need some help?
They're speaking Hungarian. The Kumans in this game speak modern Hungarian. Which is a choice. Okay, well, our traumatized lad here is...
It's past sunrise. Henry, can you hear me? Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day. Henry, can you hear me? Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Are you having a nightmare?
Uh-huh. Where did she come from? How did she survive? What's...
Still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Ratay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
You don't remember anything? I suppose that's not surprising. I found you in Skalitz after those bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents. I wanted to bury them.
Also, you know, they probably should have...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now
You know, like the people we're fighting against, who are all Christian. We're still in unconsecrated ground, but unconsecrated burial is at least one step above no burial.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's broken.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Talmberg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you.
Hooray.
The bandits.
What were you doing?
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them.
Yep.
Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mine.
Wait, aren't you literally staying with family?
What did I have to live for?
Well,
There's always hope.
No, there isn't.
Extended family are unloved. The game says so.
Searching for me?
Yes. Lord Divish sent them, led by Captain Robart. So tell me, why is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
So Divish promised Sir Radzik he'd look after me. But as for why they should care, I've no idea.
Foreshadowing.
Ugh, I'm exhausted.
I'm not surprised. I'll bring you water and something to eat. In the meantime, rest. You're still very weak.
And also, she still will not have washed.
Morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, I haven't felt as good as this since
Got
they lashed
that.
me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must
God.
be my uncle will be
We're
proud
just
of you.
gonna sit here and talk.
I had a job persuading him to let me bring you here. If you'd lain around much longer, he really would have dumped you on the town square. You can stay until you find somewhere else to live, but my uncle will want payment for taking you in and caring for you.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Retay Mill. My uncle's Miller Peshek.
Mhm.
He took me in, and I told him
Oh,
taking care of you.
Kyra,
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
no.
Well enough to do what has to be done.
Let me.
Where can I find Sir Radzik?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanish of Flyber. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzik, and I didn't bring him his sword as I was supposed to. I must see him.
If you insist. But you need to speak to my uncle first. You've been in your sickbed for over a fortnight while he paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine. It's a good deal of coin you owe him.
Okay.
I've been lying here 2 weeks. Oh God.
There we go. They did mention that there is an apothecary in the area who is doing that.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
There we go.
But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
Oh, great. This is just my home now.
A word with you, young fellow.
Yes. Miller Peshek, yes. Yes.
My name's Henry. Thank you for taking care
Yep.
of me.
Also, yeah,
Name's
we've
Pesha.
not washed her face. She's not washed her face.
Sister Razor. She took care of you for 2 whole weeks while you were in limbo.
And
Talking of you being at death's door. While you were lying here, you worked up quite a bill with the bloodletter. You came now and again to keep you alive with his potion.
Where is our extended family? No. See, we're an orphan. In a good old orphan fashion.
Still only.
I see. Well, it's better to be in debt than to lie dead in a ditch. What do I owe? I'm not afraid of hard work.
You won't pay for that shoveling manure. I might have a better job for you.
Yeah, potions. You know, alchemy. That real thing that
If you prove
works.
to me you're a clever lad, I might trust you with something you could really make money from. What do you say?
Well, what would you need from me?
A trifle. Just to take something from someone and bring it to someone else.
Great, do crime about it.
Court while you're doing it.
That sounds straightforward enough. Except for not get caught. Why would anyone want to catch me?
Oh, don't worry. It's just a job like any other. Only this one requires, let's say, the right moral disposition. Do corpses bother you?
No honourable man should touch them. That's the execution.
Ignore the 3 bandits we killed.
I expect I'd give you a hoe and send you out to the fields. You can dig all right, but somewhere else. I want to know whether
Jesus Christ.
Some stupid fucking scruples, or if you might be useful for more unconventional work.
Why is he...
I'm prepared for just about anything, but that's a bit much. But go on. Tell me more.
Listen.
Let's see what this
says.
says.
Ring, my mate, Woodsett, Kohelnitz Miller had his eye on. Trouble is, they buried the ring by the gibbet along with the villain they hung.
Do corpses bother you? Now...
You want me to dig up a corpse, take a ring from it, and give it to your friend in Kohelnitz? There's nothing sacred.
Yeah, let's ignore the very many problems with this.
That fellow is dead. He won't miss it. Whatever bleeding heart came up with the idea that it's disrespectful to disturb a corpse never read the Bible. It's still a human body, only it's missing a soul. Why be disgusted by something crazy?
Well, that's an interesting...
I think I've already heard more than I need to know. You've got the tongue of the devil himself. If you tried hard enough, I bet you could justify...
Exactly. Medieval millers being shady is a thing, but mostly in the realm of adultering or mismeasuring flour. Exactly. Them also being good liars is very Chaucer, right?
I'll need it. I can't believe I've come to this. Digging up corpses.
Oh, and watch out for the executioner and his hounds. They're pretty savage. And I don't just mean the dogs. You can just throw them some meat. The dogs, that is. But the executioner? Well, don't vex him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot going on here, isn't there? There's just a lot of things happening. There's just a lot of things happening. Also, none of our things deteriorated. Even slightly. Hooray! Hooray! Oh, it's all in our... What? Gotcha. So we need to decide what we're taking and what we're leaving behind. Six acceptable bunch of bread rolls, cabbage, carrots, more carrots. I guess cheese is... Sure. Sure. Save your schnapps, shard. Those are all bad. I guess we'll take the axe and the bandages and we'll leave the ring there. 'Cause, yeah. There we go. Can I not use that yet? I can't use that yet. Boo. Boo! Knows like I said, that's a great cops in your home village and I love the way you work. I like to scout you for my grave robbing business as my apprentice. Yup. Yup. That's pretty much exactly it, didn't it? Tournament. Hooray! Hello.
Have you eaten yet?
Yep.
Yes, it was very good. Did you bake it yourself?
I did.
I didn't eat baked goods. I did not eat baked goods, as it turns out. Don't mind that. Wash myself. That's a good call. Since no one else seems to be interested in washing up anything from any of us. Seriously, are we not... Does this not wash us? Oh my goodness. Video game. Jumping in the river does not clean us. What are you talking about? What do you think? Where do you think people washed? Where do you think people washed, video game? I mean, yes, you would haul water from one place to another. But you would also, jump in the river. I mean, ideally you would have soap, because, duh, I don't think I've seen a single piece of soap in this entire thing, despite it not being very hard to make. You know what? Actually, I'm quite certain that I have not seen a single piece of soap in this game, despite it very much not being difficult to make. And like, I don't know, maybe we'll get some later. Great. I assume we'll get some later. Great. You feeling okay? You kind of look like you're stuck in the ground, TBH. But, yeah. And the continuing vibe of the Middle Ages are dirty and weird. That? There still is a lot of the Middle Ages are dirty and weird. Despite this town not really, having an... I don't know. It's like completely unnecessary, and they put a lot of effort into elite culture being beautiful and people having colors in their clothes and all of that. And then they simultaneously say that it's dirty and weird. It's like, this town is not bad, is not a bad medieval village. Like, this isn't badly done for, like, a farm community on the edge of town.
Hey, is someone there? What have we here?
Hi there. What do you mean, is someone there?
What kind of governor is Sir Hanush?
Sir Hanush is a good lord. Things won't be the same when that wastrel Sir Hans takes over. That will be a sorry day.
What's life like in Ratai?
Life is good here. By God's mercy, the war's passed us by so far. There's nothing but them refugees to disturb the peace.
Uh-huh.
How do the Ratai folk get on with the refugees?
Well, they have it tough, no doubt. But there's not enough room for them here. How much longer will they be living on our streets? Nothing good will come of this. What if one of
So you're gonna build more houses, right?
Have you heard anything about
Right?
the humans in Sigismund's army?
I don't know if it's just old wives' tales, but I heard truly terrible things.
Right?
Goodbye.
So, if you've... I mean, yes, refugees are a serious problem and communities dislike them, right? Refugees are, broadly speaking, unwanted guests in the Middle Ages, and communities do not... We just talked. Hi. right? Broadly speaking, unwanted guests, and there's a lot that can be said about the ways in which violence gets inflicted on refugees in the Middle Ages for the problem of being refugees. That being said,
Jesus!
What?
You want something from me, do you?
Not yet. Shush. That being said here is that there's a lot of space that is not being cultivated. Like, okay, that's being cultivated. But there's a lot of space that's just undone hinterland. And so if you wanted to at least build, like, pop-up things, you probably could.
Mother of God, you look like you've been assaulted.
Well, hey, wait. We straight up don't look like we've been assaulted.
How do the Ratai folk get on with the refugees?
Don't even talk to me about it. I wish that rabble was gone. I know they've met with Miss.
See also, prejudices against Romani people.
Have you heard anything about the Cumans in Sigismund's army?
Terrible things. Horrible. I hear they skin people alive and what they do to the women folk. Better take your own life than fall into their hands. Beasts they are. Animals. May the Lord watch over you.
Thank you. Thank you for having your head properly covered. But right, this trope, basically, right, refugees, you could also add Romani people, or any other group of semi-nomadic people who will enter a community and then on a temporary basis, they there's a lot of tropes about them just being thieves. You know, they're unfortunate, we should care for them, good Christian charity, but also they're thieves and we hate them. Agalias, this is a reasonable difference. Right, Swoons, definitely is our English language one that you'd see in that situation. But that's probably a direct translation for the Czech, right? Because Ježiš, Jesus, is a very, very common thing in like, incredibly mild swear in modern Czech. So I suspect that's a place where the fact that it's recorded in modern language gets directly translated. Hello, chickens. Oh good, the baths. Hello. How much do the baths cost?
What do you need?
I'd like to make use of the bathhouse's services.
So what are you interested in?
A perfectly ordinary...
proper bath. And my clothes need washing.
But of course. Money first, though.
Really?
I'm not giving you that much.
And how much are you willing to pay?
How much are you actually? Absolutely not.
May the Lord watch over you.
Absolute 10 crowns for using a bathhouse? Insanity. But really, right. At least my Czech friends pretty much all use Ježiš or Ježiš Maria. But I will take your word for it. You know better than I do. So, let's get a good overlook though, because I think we're coming up at the end of stream. Because we've been going for about 3 hours. So I think we're coming close to the end here.
Who are you and where are you going?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith. I'm going to see my liege, Sir Radzik Kabila of Dvoyitz.
Of course you are, man, and I'm the Pope.
Wait. Oh, it was a joke. Okay. Fair enough.
Come on, I'm not some peasant. I'm Sir Radzik's blacksmith.
It is late. Shush.
Now, bugger off.
I also need to go to bed.
You think I'm a coward, do you?
No, I think you're an idiot. Now clear off before I cut
Alright.
you in iron.
It is also around where I am.
I may not look the part, but I know about honor.
I'm not going to beat any of these.
Mine is to tell Sir Radzik what happened to the sword he commissioned.
Alright then, go ahead.
Wait, that worked?
It'll be your skin if Sir Radzik isn't pleased.
Wait, that worked? Seriously? He way outstated me. Why did I do that? We will talk to him next time, though. Oh, look at that. We are instead first going to... find an overlook. Find a way up onto the walls. If I can get up onto the walls and end up overlooking the... okay.
That be the smith's son, Hal.
On my soul. It is him.
Okay.
What are you doing here, lad? We thought you were done for.
Yes.
Bandits attacked me in Skalitz.
And why, for God's sake, did you go back there? Who else but cutthroats and bandits did you expect to
It's a real errand, delivering information about lost property.
Oh, I see. Your father fought like a lion. I'm sorry.
He saved my life.
And not just yours. He was a good man, and you did right to bury him.
Tragic.
Couldn't even manage that. I failed to save him or put him to rest.
And just what could you have done at Skalitz? If you tried to fight, the both of you would be dead. He
Yes.
gave his life
Yes.
for yours.
We understand it.
Better make
Thank you.
You're right. And just what are you doing here?
Thank you, friends.
I'm going to speak with Sir Radzik. Is he here?
He's in the palace with Sir Hanush of Ratai. They're feasting in the Knight's Hall. What do you want with him?
My father made him a sword. He asked me to deliver it to Sir Radzik.
I don't see any sword.
That's the problem.
No. Bandits attacked me and stole it.
And then we're gonna power up. We're gonna have a anime power up arc, and we're going to do that.
Thanks.
Good lord. I do love. Do love the barding on that horse. But, you know, before we're going to do all of that next time. As we overlook this lovely bit of Czech countryside, maybe possibly. That's an okay view, right? That's a good view. So, thank you all so much for the support. And thank you all for joining for this lovely stream and this apparently lovely music that we're about to lose. We'll click back into it so we can hear it. Big thanks as always to our patrons who make this possible, and to everyone who made this, who subscribed, cheered, came and chatted during the stream. It is super appreciated. If you want to help support the stream, you can also head over to Patreon, patreon.com/ludohistory, in order to do that, like all these people over here did. We'll be back on Thursday. I haven't figured out with what yet, but we'll figure something out. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple of days. Until then, thank you all also for the birthday wishes, and I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Alright? Ciao!